great day for Nemesis. This is the preseason showcase. We take you first to the Challenger League where we have Biscuit, Merely, and Chaz taking on the team of Miles RL, Kovalchuk, and Ray Ray. I'm Squirrel, co-hosting with Kinetic. And Kinetic, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Super excited to be back for another season of Nemesis. Been really missing it during the off season, and really excited to start this off with some good Rocket League.
Yeah, I mean, definitely be nice to see how the top of last season's teams have improved, see how everyone's getting on, and see what the off season has brought to some new competitors.
Now, Kinetic, you are a Challenger League player this season. So,
Yeah,
does this have any importance to what you can look forward to during the regular season?
I mean, I'll be keeping a close eye out for some of the players that are still challenger, but I believe quite a lot of this rank have pushed up to rival this season. So they've done really well coming off their season, but the likes of Ray Ray, he's going to be a competitor this season. So it's going to be a challenge, but we'll have to see how everyone gets on.
Yeah, for sure. And are there any of these players that stand out to you?
Definitely Biscuit and Mealy. I mean, taking both of the trophies this season for MVP and Finals MVP. I think that their mechanics are going to play quite a big part of this game, but we'll see how they get on.
For sure, man. And for me personally, Kovalchuk is a name that I heard a lot last season, as well as Ray Ray. Me being in the same org as Ray Ray, I got to witness him pop off quite a few times and cast a few of his matches. So, what about the other games? As we're waiting on players to join up, in the rival league, we've got some really good games going on at 8:45, and then Titan League. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see it kind of improve as we get going. I mean, the speed, the mechanics, everything just kind of improves the higher we get through the leagues. But I'm sure there'll be some great competitors and all.
Definitely. And like I said, we're just waiting on a few players to join up. I think we're missing Ray Ray, Kovalchuk, and that might be it. Maybe Miles. So yeah, we are in fact missing a player right now. So opening season stuff. Kinetic, you excited about week 1 coming on Monday?
Yeah, week one in only 2 days, so couple teams able to get some last minute scrims in before we get going, but I believe that there's gonna be quite a lot of good teams in this. A lot of new faces that are coming through different ranks from the other seasons. Got a couple players coming up from Norwich up to Challenger this season, and quite a few people that are making the jump.
So in the Challenger League, like you mentioned previously, a lot of these teams lost players to the rival league. So just looking through some of the rosters, what do you think are some standout teams?
Um, I've definitely got to support me and my team. Of course, the Wraiths. I think we're gonna have a quite dominant display this season. But I think the Drakes are gonna come out quite strong again. They did really well last season, taking the only unbeaten term in Nemesis ever, as far as I'm aware. So I do think they're going to come back in with a lot of confidence, very strong again. But who knows? A lot of teams could come out top form, play really well, have really good chemistry, and cause a bit of an upset for the two of the more stronger teams.
Definitely. And just looking through the rosters, I do agree that Drake's is gonna be tough to beat. Definitely the mountain that everyone else is gonna have to climb. Throwback to a season 1 Kernovi reference. But also Motion out of the Western Conference with Kovalchuk, Vanity, and JSN. They're gonna look really solid. I always got to cheer for the Papayas being part of the Fruit Ninjas org. Muffin Mateo, really solid last season. Quackbot, also a really solid player, and I'm really excited to see Cardboard and Alpha play this season as well.
Yeah, a bit of inside information. I believe the Papayas are looking at getting a bit of a name change.
Really? What do you think
Yeah,
they're going to change to?
I think from some of the conversations I've had with the guys, they're looking at going to the Lemons, but I don't think anything's been confirmed as of yet.
I wonder why that is. I wonder if that was a Quackbot or if that was a Papaya's decision as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to kind of see. I mean, of course, name doesn't really change their performances, but hopefully they can hopefully they can live up to the Org D name.
Yeah, and that org specifically is one that's really been having a lot of productivity when it comes to placements. Always having people make playoffs. I think the Pineapples were probably the only team last season that didn't make the playoffs. So who knows what's going to come out of that org? They're always a toss up, but the Drakes looking good, man. Just based off the names that I see here, and it says that Ray Ray is still a challenger player, so it looks like you might be playing against him this season.
Yeah, I believe Ray Ray's got traded from the Papayas again over to the Drakes this season, as a trade that happened straight after the drafts the other day. So I believe he is on the same team as the Drakes.
Yeah, and some new things that are changing this season. We're going back to 18 games. That's going to be really exciting, and we're going to go to a 16 playoff where the first seed out of each region will get a bye. And that's going to be a different dynamic than a lot of people saw last season. How do you think that's going to affect the playoff picture?
I mean, it's going to make things a much more difficult. I believe that's the same as what we did on season 3, but yeah, it just makes things a lot more difficult, a lot more challenging. I believe it's the double elim process again, so we'll have to see how teams get on with that. Um, yeah, it's just going to bring even more competitiveness. I believe the prize bundle at the end of it is a lot higher, so there's a lot more at stake for all teams. So everyone's just going to have to play their hearts out. I think we're going to see some great teams over the next period.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned the prize pool has increased. I know Poseidon had a massive donation, and shout out to Poseidon for that. Really helping the league and helping grow the player base with these higher rewards at the end of the season. And I know C Money has also donated quite a lot to Nemesis, and we're very thankful for that as well. And I'm gonna put you on the spot here. All right, 6
Okay.
teams.
Yeah.
The number one team from each side, each uh, Western and Atlantic, get buys. Who do you think are going to be those number one teams out of the Challenger League?
That is a good question. Oh, I'd definitely say the Drakes are going to be up there.
Yeah, I can agree with that one. Definitely the Drakes out of that
I
conference.
can definitely. I've of course got back myself again, back the team. I'd put ourselves up there in the Wraiths. I think that they're going to at least reach grand finals again.
Hmm.
Um, I think Papayas are going to be really big underdogs. And I also think Motion are going to do really well. I think they're going to be the top 4 teams that I kind of put out there at the minute. From what I've seen so far, I think they could do really well.
Yeah, definitely Drake's coming out of the West. They look stacked as always, and you did mention the Wraiths, and don't feel like you're biased because the Wraiths are going to be really good this season. Quando is a name I've heard quite a bit. Case Beast, I think if I'm remembering correctly, I got to cast a 6-mans of his, and he was popping off playing with people that were really high ranked. So definitely one to look out for. And then there's you as well. You just won the Prospect League last season, so congratulations on that. And I think you round that team off really nicely.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Another team that I've forgotten about, Ascension, Rockerman's org. I think the team of bring up 2 prospects from in Ready and Green Glow. They're mechanically really good. They play with each other all the time, so they've already got really good chemistry, and I think that they could be a really good team this season as well.
Yeah, I think one of the downsides of that team might be Rockerman himself. It's hard to focus on Rocket League when you've got so much going on here in the Nemesis League. He is the admin. He is over it all. He's got a lot of weight on his shoulders, and sometimes that's hard to carry.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see if he can kind of then bring out some glory in himself and maybe pocket a little bit of the bank himself and maybe win a championship. But I think we'll have to see how he gets on, how he buckles under the pressure.
Yeah, definitely. Can be hard to focus on your own game when you've got so much going on. I couldn't imagine what running a league would be like.
I'm sure that's a good excuse of his.
I think Rockerman's going to get at least 4 flip resets this season. And with that, we are into the game. Great kickoff here by the blue team as Ray plays it towards the box. Chaz clearing it, but Miles taking multiple touches to himself. Downfield clear by Chaz, following it up himself, but merely cuts him off. Biscuit, big clear, but no one there to go for the pass. Orange team dribbling it up the wall. Miles off the ceiling. And those are the kind of mechanics that you really do expect to see coming out of these Challenger League players. Don't you think, Kinetic?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Challenger, a lot of these players, as I say, are going up to rival this season. So I think you'll see their mechanics be a lot. As a goal comes out from Kovalchuk from a great pass.
Yeah, Kovalchuk clears it to Ray, who gets a great pass off the backboard. And Kovalchuk read it the whole way.
Yeah, what amazing play, all from a great clear.
So kickoff goes back towards the orange half, but Kovalchuk controlling it, gets it over 1, air dribbles it over 2, and a great save by Merely in the box as Miles gets 50'd on the wall. No one there to quite clean that up as Seabiscuit gets control of it. 50's out to the middle, and Chaz pops it up. A lot of hesitation from the orange team as Merely puts it in.
Yeah, Orange team just seemed to have froze the ball, become over their box, and they just froze down and didn't know what to do. Merely capitalized on that and got an easy goal.
Yeah, just no one quite ready to go up for that, and that's really rare to see out of this orange team. Kickoff, neutral, Seabiscuit there to follow it up, but gives it right to Kovalchuk as he gets a great clear towards the backboard. Follows it up himself. Chaz puts it to safety. Merely there to follow it up, dribbles, pops it over 1. Ray, awkward pop-up, but Miles there to help him out. Miles gets 50'd, but is rewarded with a demo. Kovalchuk trying to play it to Miles. Miles playing it across to Ray. Ray there. Smart 50 by Ray as he's dribbling it one-on-one. Can't quite get it to the middle for his teammates, but Miles is going to keep it in. Chaz putting it downfield. Right to Seabiscuit, who's there for the pass.
Yeah, what a great pass again, as I keep saying. Blue holding a lot of the pressure that time and then having a little bit on their own. Then Orange team just didn't seem to have the rotation, and Seabiscuit takes an open net.
It's almost like they didn't know Seabiscuit was downfield, and at this rank, someone downfield ready for a pass, that's what you got to be ready for.
Yeah, most definitely.
Merely wins a 50 against Kovalchuk, gonna follow it himself into the corner, played up high. No one quite ready for it as Kovalchuk puts it down to Chaz. Chaz with a shot, but a great save from Miles. Ray following it up, starting the counterattack as Seabiscuit plays it to the wall. Seabiscuit gonna follow it up himself as he puts a lazy shot on goal. Kovalchuk air dribbling this one out. Ray there to help him. As Ray another one-on-one, goes for the bump but can't quite get it. Miles gonna keep it in as Kovalchuk puts a great shot on goal.
Yeah, it seems to have been a bump play come out there by Chaz and Merely, and it just left an open net straight for Kovalchuk.
Yeah, an awkward bounce here, and all 3 of the blue defenders are in the same spot, so he had the whole net to shoot on, and he made it count.
Yeah, most definitely.
Miles, good kickoff. Chaz responds with a great clear. Ray pops it up in the corner, and an awkward air dribble as that's going to bounce middle, and Seabiscuit can't quite get the touch. Chaz is going to pop it up, but no one's there. Kovalchuk plays it downfield. Miles going to cut it off into the corner, and a great pass middle towards Ray. Ray trying to follow up his own touch, but can't quite make it. Chaz, a great team clear there as they get it downfield and relieve some of that pressure.
Yeah, they've definitely had a lot of pressure this game. They've managed to just keep it all in that blue half, and, well, the score's just not showing right now.
Yeah, and as we reach this final 2 minutes of this game, it's tied 2-2, and I think that's what you'd expect out of 6 of the best Challenger League players that we have to offer.
Yeah, most definitely. You've got some big names in here at the minute, like Seabiscuit, Ray, Miles, all of them coming out with big performances. We'll have to see how they get on.
Seabiscuit can't quite get a strong shot on net. Chaz is going to stop the clear as it's going to pop up middle, but Ray Ray is going to be the first one to make it to the ball, pushing it downfield, but that's stopped by Seabiscuit, who 50s it. It's a 2-on-1 going for the bump, and Merely's going to flip it in.
Yeah, just got left isolated in his own net. Bit of an overcommit there from Kovalchuk as the third man, and Miles was stuck in such an awkward position.
Yeah, and great communication there by Seabiscuit and Merely to recognize that they had that man advantage. It's so hard to stop a bump when it's 2-on-1.
Yeah, most definitely. I just think that when they're stuck in a 2v1 situation, it's pretty much over from there.
Oh my god, Seabiscuit almost with the double touch from the kickoff. Puts his team in a great position as Merely plays it to the backboard. Kovalchuk dribbling it out himself. Big clear by Seabiscuit. Ray Ray going to try to meet it on the wall. Keeps it in. A good 50 by Miles. Puts it in the box. Can't quite get there is Miles as Kovalchuk plays it back in. Seabiscuit with a great clear off the wall. Miles to the backboard. Chaz clears it away. Ray Ray keeping it in. And right now it's desperation time for the orange team.
Yeah, the orange team have kept loads of pressure this entire game, but they just can't seem to get through that final third.
And they've got 30 seconds to score a goal to send this one into overtime, and blue team going to try everything they can to stop it as Chaz with a great dunk.
What an amazing dunk from Chaz. He seemed to have read that from a mile away. He was up before the ball was even touched.
Yeah, Ray Ray didn't have much choice but to clear that right into him, and Chaz made him pay.
What an amazing read from Chaz.
Yeah, a great showing coming out of both teams, but it seemed like Orange came a little bit ready to play. As it looks like Kovalchuk's going to bring it within one off of a kickoff goal.
Yeah, Kovalchuk was just the quickest to react on that one, and they're back in this game with 18 seconds left to go.
Not impossible, but going to be very difficult. If they can get another kickoff, then this might get even more exciting. As Merely gets a great kickoff, and Ray Ray clears it across the field. Kovalchuk and Chaz gonna 50 that, as Ray Ray trying to pop it up high. No one there to go for it, but Merely plays it off the backboard. Kovalchuk sends it downfield, but none of his teammates are there, and he's got to keep that ball up. What a great bounce for Orange. Ray Ray jumping, can't quite get there, and the ball's gonna hit the ground. BMC takes the first game.
Orange team just seemed to freeze when the ball was right outside blue team's net. I was so confident someone was going to pounce on that and maybe even put that in the back of the net, but they all just froze.
Yeah, and that wasn't the first time we saw him freeze. One of the early goals scored by BMC is because the orange team just froze on defense. That time, they froze on offense. So it looks like Ray Ray joined back. Maybe he switched cars or something. So I think we're about ready to get into game 2.
What the orange team needs to do to come back in the next game?
One thing that I would like to see more from the orange team and both teams really is demos. I didn't see a lot of that. Mechanics seemed good, and we saw an attempted bump, but we didn't really see a lot of demos. And I think that can definitely change the course of the game.
Yeah, definitely. I think the dynamic of the game could change massively with a couple of bumps or a couple of demos, make it a little bit more of an aggressive play style.
Now, are there any players that you want to watch that maybe need to step up this game that didn't quite perform as well last game?
I definitely think after watching Ray Ray in the tournament the other day that he has a lot more to bring in this, and I'm sure we'll see him coming into this game a lot more as we get more into it.
Definitely is. Chaz gonna start the game off with some early pressure and a great save from Ray Ray. I think he might have heard you as Miles pops it up. Double commit here by Orange, but Ray Ray calls him off. Going for the double tap, can't quite get it. A great backboard pass, and Kovalchuk puts it in.
Yeah, the communication must be amazing for these guys right now. What a great pass from Miles just to pop it back up. He knew he didn't have the reach, so he just popped it up perfectly for Kovalchuk to get the dunk.
Yeah, and Seabiscuit jumped on that first one thinking it was going to be a shot, but once he did that, it was all over for him. Neutral kickoff. Chaz going to be the first one to get there. Ray Ray cuts him off, plays it into the blue box, but a great clear by Seabiscuit as he can't quite get another touch. Miles gets 2, beats one defender, playing it off the wall, beats another defender, One to beat. It's an open net, but merely barely makes it back in time. Biscuit booms it downfield to nobody. Gets another touch to keep it in as merely tries to make a pass off the backboard. Awkward high ball as Chaz is going to try to put it in, but Kovalchuk plays it straight up. Merely fakes Kovalchuk. Biscuit off the backboard. No one there to go for it, but Ray misses the ball. Chaz got a partially open net, but not quite strong enough on the shot. Man, what an exciting exchange of events.
Yeah, what an amazing save from Kovalchuk just there. The Orange team just seemed to be panicking in defense, and then Kovalchuk just come out with a clutch play to make the save.
Yeah, what do you think about this pressure from the blue team? Down 1 goal, but just putting the shots on.
The blue team are keeping up that sort of pressure, and they'll score with no problem. They'll be back in this game as soon as.
We say that, and Orange getting ready to mount a counterattack, but a big miss there by Miles opens up the court, but Seabiscuit couldn't quite get the demo. A high ball, Ray beats him to it, but Chaz in a great spot to 50 that. Miles passing it middle, no one there. Merely going to try to dribble this one. Good demo by Miles as he's going to 50 it to Kovalchuk. Awkward position as Biscuit tries to catch it in the corner. Passes it downfield, but that pinches back to the blue half. Merely good clear to the middle. Ray plays that off the corner. And, I'd really like to see that be an infield pass instead of right into the corner.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to just be touching it into nowhere at the minute instead of looking for the pass to be able to get out the clear or to look for an attack.
Yeah, and Challenger League, all leagues really, but especially Challenger League, those infield passes can be absolutely deadly. Biscuit clears it downfield. Chaz, great backboard defense as Biscuit pops it up, merely taking his time, plays that to the backboard. Kovalchuk saves it. Biscuit just rolls it to Miles and Chaz does a good job keeping it in. Ray putting it down middle and a good save by Kovalchuk as it seems like the defense for both of these teams today has really stepped up. And there it is, the infield pass, and Chaz finds the back of the net.
Exactly, the perfect infield pass just there, and exactly what you said about from the Seabiscuit. Perfect pass into Chaz, and Chaz just snipes it straight in the bottom corner.
Caught the defenders flat-footed, and that's one of those things that an infield pass will have you just waiting, and all he had to do was make the shot, and he certainly did.
Yeah, as we said, the pressure definitely started piling on, and then when the pressure come on, they just couldn't handle it any longer.
For sure. As Orange trying to get it back here is a great shot by Miles, blocked by Chaz. Cleared out, Kovalchuk keeping it in, off the corner. Chaz looking for Merely, but Merely couldn't quite get there. A good clear, is that going to find the back of the net? No, Seabiscuit is fast enough. A double commit comes out and the ball gets sent all the way back to the Orange half. As an awkward touch by Merely sends it backwards. Chaz there to help him out though. A good pass to the midfield. No one quite ready to go for it as one player from the Orange team misses, 2 misses, but Ray there to support. Air dribbles it out. Good 2 touches there to relieve some pressure. The bump, Ray not quite ready for it and can't make the shot. Kinetic, you cannot have that in a Challenger League game.
Yeah, I mean, they must have heard you though, because the amount of bumps that they're trying to bring out now to try and make some plays is just completely upped, but the amount of misses from these guys you would not be expecting right now.
No, I guess they just weren't expecting that net to be open after the great defensive showing that both teams have had this season, or this game, as Chaz puts a great shot on net. Seabiscuit there to play it back in, pops it up for Merely, as Merely looking like he's going for a double touch. Can't quite get there, so the ball goes way left of the net. Chaz pops it up, looking for pass it down. Kovalchuk read it though, as Merely pops it back in, gets another touch, beats the defender. Ray, awkward touch, pops it back middle. Chaz there, plays it up around the defender, puts it back in. A great touchdown, but Merely went on the first one. Seabiscuit plays it in, the ball rolling towards the blue net, cleared away. 3 seconds left before overtime. Merely gonna drop that down, and we have overtime. Ray wins the kickoff, pops it back to Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk not quite ready for it, as Miles pops it up. Biscuit with a great touchdown field. Merely going for it, puts a shot. Is the net open? It is!
Yeah, what a great touch there from Mealy. A bit of miscommunication in the defense, no rotation there from Orange, and it left Blue team with straight with an open net.
Yeah, Kovalchuk got caught going for boost, and you know what a great game two coming out of
Yeah, Blue
VMC.
team takes game two as well. I mean, what the Orange team need to do now to come back with the reverse sweep?
Well, I think well, Kovalchuk had a great game. 1 goal, 4 saves, and Ray Ray put up a lot of saves as well. But I honestly, Miles is going to have to step it up. If he's not really being productive on the offense or the defense, then maybe he can be productive taking out the blue team third man and relieving some of that pressure.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, he was a first man for the race last season, so maybe he's not used to playing a bit more of a second or third rotation in the mix, but hopefully he can play a little bit more of his role next game, and we'll see him actually come out with some good mechanics and maybe see if there's a reverse sweep possible.
Yeah, these are definitely some of the best Challenger League players from last season, but one thing you have to know is that it can be awkward playing with people that you're not used to playing with.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it could completely change the aspect of the game, and it's just whoever can adapt the quickest is going to be the one that's comes out on top here. And at the minute, it's been the blue team.
Yep. So do you expect the sweep, or do you think Orange can adjust?
I think the sweep's definitely possible, but these games have been so close. But who knows if they're going to be able to mount a comeback or not.
Well, I think we have a misfire here as Orange joined the game and Blue didn't have all their players.
Yeah,
So
I
I
think we'll
think
just have a quick restart here, and we'll be back shortly.
yep. I guess we leave.
Yeah, we'll just leave up here.
Yeah. All right. So sorry for that, guys. Just a little bit of a miscommunication as some players joined up when we weren't quite ready, but we'll get us back into the action as quickly as possible. I may need C money to bring me into it. Remake the lobby maybe. So, but it's good that we get these kinks out of the way early so that the rest of the stream can go smoothly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, nothing's ever a perfect world, but it happens. So oh well, is what it is.
Yep. So Kinetic, first 2 games, you've got to see some players that you are going to be playing against this season. Does any of that? Uh, are you impressed by anyone specifically?
Um, right now it's more of the players that are leading up to rival that are making the big difference in this. So Seabiscuit and them kind of players. He's just upping his game and showing the reason why he's moved up to rival, and some of the other guys have stayed down in Challenger this season.
Yeah, and Seabiscuit definitely making a big impact. Luckily, you will not have to play him.
Yeah, I've heard some nightmares
Unfortunately,
about Seabiscuit.
yeah, unfortunately, I will have to play him. So this is good scouting for me, I guess. But what about Kovalchuk? Kovalchuk is playing very solidly right now, putting up really good numbers. Uh,
Yeah,
running
most
into him in
definitely.
the season, does that concern you at all?
Um, I mean, it depends what sort of team Kovalchuk's got around him. I mean, as he's showing right here, he's very consistent. He's playing very well. He's got really good mechanics. So we'll have to see how he gets on the team that he's on this season.
And I think with that, we are back and we are maybe ready to go as someone joined the wrong team. I guess they're gonna play that out. All right, as Steve Biscuit pops it up, Miles plays it downfield to Ray Ray. Ray Ray with a good touch back to Miles. Can't quite get the shot as Biscuit and Chaz collide on the backboard. Miles pops it up to Ray Ray. Ray Ray with the shot can't quite make it top right as Merely is gonna clear it out. Kovalchuk clears it away, but Merely pops it across. Chaz to the backboard, looking to follow it himself and can't quite get it. Biscuit gets 50'd by 2 of them. Ray Ray beats the last man back in a great shot on net.
Ray Ray just really showing his mechanics this game, as I've said the whole time. He just gets up so much faster than Mealy and just leaves him with a straight open net.
What a great shot there by Ray Ray. He really shows why he's one of the top picked players coming out of the Challenger League.
Yeah, most definitely. First pickup overall, I believe.
Biscuit pops it across to Chaz. Chaz plays it off the ramp so that it goes back middle. But Ray Ray there to cut it off. A good infield pass. Kovalchuk looks like he's going to win the race to that ball as Ray Ray plays it downfield. Ray Ray with a shot on net. Chaz saves it away. Chaz clearing it out, following it himself, but there's a double commit by the blue team looking for a pinch. Kovalchuk plays that to safety. Miles to Kovalchuk. Back to Ray Ray. The three-man passing play is Ray Ray couldn't quite finish it.
At the minute, the blue team and the orange team have completely swapped aggression. It's all going to the orange team right now. They're looking fast, they're looking consistent, and they're actually coming out with some nice passes.
Yeah, you can tell that the orange team does not want to get swept. Is a great shot by Kovalchuk, saved away by Merely. Orange keeps it in, but Chaz clears it away. Chaz, shot on net, trying to catch the blue team sleeping. Ooh, a missed touch off the backboard, and Ray Ray puts in another one.
Yeah, Ray Ray just up fast yet again for the read. It was a great pass from Kovalchuk, put on the backboard, left the defender awkward, and it was just an easy tap in for Ray Ray.
Ray Ray with 2 goals in 2 minutes, trying to get that hat trick early on. Let's see if he can do it. As the kickoff goes slightly in favor of the orange team. Biscuit there with an awkward touch. Kovalchuk gets it past one. One more defender to beat as Kovalchuk gets a great bump and puts it in himself.
Yeah, I believe that was Ray Ray to come out with an amazing bump there that just left the net empty perfectly for Kovalchuk.
Yeah, Ray Ray did bump Chaz to the back of the net, and Kovalchuk put it in himself. Good control there and good patience.
That's exactly what you were saying that the orange team needed.
Biscuit wins the kickoff, follows it himself, but Miles gets a great 50. Chaz plays it up. Biscuit gets a touch, 50s it to the side. Merely gonna try to put this to the backboard. Chaz is up. Chaz with the shot, but it goes wide right. And it seems like the blue team just hasn't been shooting as well. As I say that, Biscuit puts in an absolute clanger.
Yeah, that was just a perfect shot from Biscuit. He just saw the net with a bit of space after the pass from Chaz and just rifled it straight into the roof of the net.
Yeah, Ray Ray trying the squishy save, can't quite get there fast enough, and I can't blame him. That was a 70-mile-per-hour shot from Biscuit. As Kovalchuk plays it to the backboard early, but merely clears it away. Awkward ball, bouncing in the blue half, but Chaz there to clear it off. Good touch by Biscuit to roll it downfield. Chaz with a shot on net. Miles came out of nowhere with a great touch. Clears it downfield himself. Going for a third touch. Gets it, but Chaz cuts him off. Biscuit pops it up high. Chaz with a good touch to send it downfield. Biscuit to the corner. Trying to pass it middle. No one quite there to go for it as Orange gets a good clear downfield. Chaz plays it up the wall. Ray Ray couldn't quite get there. Plays it downfield. Miles has to make a touch. He does. Biscuit off the corner, but none of his teammates are there to follow it as Orange is going to have a counterattack chance. Ray Ray pops it up. Miles fakes one defender, but merely there to support as Ray Ray keeps it in. Biscuit with a free touch. Decides to dribble it. Gets a good 50. Can't quite get it past the third though as Kovalchuk going to clear it downfield. Ray Ray. Go ahead.
In the midfield is just being dominated by the orange team right now. They're looking for the pass plays, and it really is showing that in Challenger, pass plays can really win you games.
Yeah, definitely. And if you look at the scoreboard, 9 shots to 4 was 3, but Biscuit puts in a great shot.
Merely with an amazing pass up to the backboard, and Seabiscuit just read it with the perfect redirect. Just to
oh my god.
The open net.
What a great shot from Seabiscuit. Really putting the team on his back this game. 2 goals, 3 saves, 100% shooting percentage as he wins a kickoff, but Kovalchuk is there. Chaz clears it away, but the Orange sends it back to the backboard. An awkward touch by Merely as Ray Ray is there for the hat trick.
Yeah, Merely being left a little bit alone there with a bit of an overcommit from the middle, and he was just caught with an awkward touch and just left it with Ray with an open net.
Yep, Ray Ray with 7 shots. putting on so much pressure. Ray Ray by himself has more shots than the entire blue team. And if that's not pressure, I don't know what is. Kovalchuk sends it down. Biscuit, good clear downfield, but Miles is there to put it in. Chaz, awkward touch, but not quite able to follow it up. Biscuit chases it to the corner. Past one defender. 50'd by Miles. That would have been really dangerous. And what do you think the orange team has, or the blue team has to do to get some of this pressure off of them?
They've definitely got to look for bigger clears to teammates for pass plays. They've got to try and get a few bumps out of rotation to try and release some of the people that are in the play, and just overall just communicate a little bit better. They just look like they're getting under each other's feet, and it's just all going wrong for them right now.
Yeah, everything is clicking for the orange team this game as Miles tries to put another pass middle. Kovalchuk, great pass off the backboard. Ray Ray there to put another shot on, but can't quite get there as the time is going to wind down, and that does it for game 3.
Orange team come up with a much more dominant display this game. They just look amazing when they've got the ball. They get in the final third. They amounted 12 shots on net, 8 coming out from Ray Ray. And overall, just a great performance from the orange team.
Yeah, fantastic showing from the orange team. Is I think that little server reset might have shaken the blue team up a little bit, but
Yeah, might have been tactical. Who knows?
might have been tactical. But still, 8 shots from Ray Ray, 4 from Kovalchuk. All of the blue team had 5 shots, so the pressure definitely on the orange side that game, and
Yeah, I
we'll see
mean,
if they can keep it up.
yeah, Biscuit definitely had a few of the players on his team on his back that game, coming out with 4 saves. It could have been even more if he wasn't in there that game.
Yeah, definitely. And now the pressure kind of goes on to the blue team, because if they drop this game, they're looking at getting reverse swept. So they're really going to want to try to close it out here.
Yeah, orange team definitely might have a bit more momentum this game. Maybe they'll find a little bit more of the pressure because of the loss that they've just seen. We might potentially see a reverse sweep here.
Yep, and a good kickoff in favor of the blue team, but Kovalchuk is going to win the race to it. Miles can't quite get there. Ray Ray puts a dangerous shot off his own backboard. Biscuit keeps it in. Kovalchuk, first one up, clears it to the wall. Merely gonna play it up the wall, looking for his teammates. Can't quite get the touch he was looking for, as Biscuit puts one off the back wall. Backwards touch by Chaz. Biscuit gonna try to take a shot, can't quite get there, leaves it for Merely, as orange team, now with the possession, gonna try to make a counterattack of their own. Miles to Ray Ray. Kovalchuk passing it middle. Ray Ray with the bump, turns and puts it in.
Ray Ray with the amazing bump, just like I was saying in the last play about the rotational bump, coming up with a perfect rotational bump, takes out their last and just leaves himself with an open net. Perfect.
Yeah, great awareness there to know that once he got that bump, that net was open and he was able to cut rotation and put the ball in. Neutral 50, blue, pops it off to the side. Usually you'd like to see a shot or to the backboard off that, as Miles gets a great touch. Ray Ray fakes one, Kovalchuk shot on net, and barely couldn't quite get there.
Kovalchuk with a perfect placement there, just puts Merely just out of reach of that one, puts it perfectly top corner.
Oh, so close. If you're a fan of Merely, you hate to see it, but just great placement there by Kovalchuk. 50 or kickoff goes to Ray Ray, but he can't quite make the touch. Sends it downfield. Biscuit to the corner. No one from the blue team to follow it though, as Miles gets 50 by Chaz. Seabiscuit up, plays it off to the side. Kovalchuk, first one to it, sends it downfield, but that goes right to Chaz. Chaz looking for Seabiscuit. What I really like to see out of the blue team is looking for each other on those long clears.
Yeah, it just seems a couple of the times I've seen it where a couple of the long clears hasn't gone to anyone. Whilst if you look to, say, the orange team at the minute, a lot of midfield passes are looking to the likes of Ray Ray, just getting that extra touch that's just putting the blue team under a lot more pressure.
And Biscuit cut off Merely there, who could have put a shot on net, as Biscuit just continues going for the ball. Merely off the corner to Chaz, plays it in. Ray Ray pops it up. Seabiscuit and Miles 50 it. Great touch there by Miles to get it to safety. Merely going for a flip reset. He got the flip, but he fakes out Kovalchuk.
Yeah, merely with the perfect flip reset fake. I mean, who knew to expect it? Kovalchuk just challenged it as if he was going to take the touch, and the fake was perfect.
Yeah, a great fake based off his reaction in chat. I don't know how intentional that was. But hey, everyone likes hitting a good flip reset fake every now and then. Kovalchuk off the back wall. Good pass. No one there to follow it up. Ray and Miles pinch it straight down. Miles with another good read. Ray looking to shoot, but Chaz has that one sniffed out as he gets a great 50, and that was the last man back. All he's got to do is hit the open net, and Chaz ties it up.
Chaz with an amazing solo play coming out there, just reading Kovalchuk's touch perfectly, leaving him straight with an open net, clean on goal.
What a great dunk and a great positioning there, and Orange definitely wasn't expecting that because they did not have a man ready for it. Kickoff, slightly in favor of Blue as Merely gets it over one defender, but Kovalchuk is there, plays it around two. Biscuit off the backboard, couldn't quite get the touch. Ray pops it up. Ray gets another touch. 50 off the back wall, straight down. No one there to go for Blue though, as Chaz is gonna back pass it. That's awkward. Dangerous ball as Ray sends it downfield. Ray with a demo. Chaz there to block the net from a great shot. Kovalchuk off the backboard, keeping it in, but a good read by Seabiscuit as Chaz and Ray go for the ball. Ray can't quite get it. Kovalchuk helps them out. A good 50 there by Ray, keeping it in. Kovalchuk trying to control this one. As the ball goes up, Ray and Kovalchuk double commit. Is that going to hurt them? As it's a race to the goal. Kovalchuk can't quite get the touch as he gets flicked. Ray can't quite make it back. What a great shot by Merely.
Merely with the perfect solo play there to make it 3-2 to the blue team.
Oh, what a great little fake touch there.
That was perfect. He just set him up perfectly, kept him with the ball. He knew he had loads of time. Just put it straight in the back of the net with no problem.
Merely definitely stepping it up this game, helping his team take the lead. As a great kickoff comes out from the Orange team as Kovalchuk gets a kickoff goal, and that's not something you see very often.
Oh, I can't keep my head in this game. It's just so back and forth. Kovalchuk up there with a perfect touch just to get over Biscuit and just put it straight in an open net.
Kovalchuk, two goals on 3 shots, rivaled only by Merely this game, as Kovalchuk clutches it up to tie it up. Great clear by Ray as Orange team really fighting for their lives in the series. Chaz pops it up. Oh, a great save by Merely as that might have been bar down. Chaz clears it to nobody. I think Ray should be able to get to this ball. He does. Good control there. And that's one thing I've seen out of both teams is when they are able to take multiple touches, they really don't just give away possession that frequently.
Yeah, it's really nice to see. It's such a fast tempo play style right now from both teams. This could just go either way.
Yeah, 1 minute left in game 4 as Orange team looking to mount an attack on an open net. No one back for Blue as Miles just puts it on net.
Blue team just seemed to go on a bit of a walkabout. Seabiscuit maybe overcommitting a little bit whilst the other two are rotating, but there was just no one left in goal. Allows with an open net.
I don't know how you fall apart like that. In a minute left, that's when you should be clutching up, not leaving your net open to a long clear. As a good kickoff there, Kovalchuk stayed in net, clears it downfield. Ray, good touch over one. Ray going for the bump as Chaz sends it downfield merely with another one-on-one, but Kovalchuk isn't going to fall for it as he sends one just right at the goal. And it seems kinetic that Orange just have the momentum right now.
Yeah, as I said at the start, they had the momentum leading into this game 4, and I just don't know. They just kept the pressure the whole time. They're just looking the better side right now. They're just mounting loads of pressure, and they're just putting shots on net.
Yeah, and do you think that leaving their net open just kind of demoralized the blue team this last minute? Because they are not playing as well as they did the first 4 minutes of this one.
Yeah, I mean, this game's been such a close game that by a bit of a rotation fault, it's got to be so unfortunate, so heartbreaking to concede a goal like that, especially to say this to game 5.
Yep, as Seabiscuit keeps it up, a fake, Seabiscuit dribbling it. The game does not end until the ball hits the ground. Chaz with a great touch. Merely going to try to keep this one up. An awkward dribble, and it hits the ground.
And we are coming to our first game 5 of the night. This is just everything that we expected from the Challenger team, from the best players in Challenger, and some soon to be rival.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and get those Game 5 alerts ready, because, boy, we have a series on our hands. What started off as a possible sweep is now possibly a reverse sweep.
Yeah, and I always said that there was potential. Both teams are looking so balanced that this could really go either way into going into game 5.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. And it looks like we're gonna have a slight pause as Merely is restarting his game. Maybe it's the blue team's turn for the tactical restart.
Yeah, seems both teams have thought the tactics. Ray Ray's gone as well, so maybe he's going for another tactical restart as well.
Yeah, and as a player, you've probably experienced this, but when you have the momentum in a series and the other team changes cars or asks for a server restart, how does that affect the momentum going into that next game?
Oh, the anxiety of waiting. I mean, if somebody has to restart, it's such a. Of course, it's unfortunate that they've got to restart, but it's such a panic. You start overthinking your play style. You start trying to talk to your team to like keep them motivated without making them panic to ensure that they're going to come back with a win. But sometimes it can become too much having to wait around for a little bit for some teams.
Yeah, I know it's trying to keep your hands warm between games, especially when there's a restart like that. And the nerves you mentioned build, and you've probably experienced this just as much as I have, but when you're on stream, that's amplified even more.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, the second you're on stream, you know all cameras on you. That's when you start worrying even more. You don't want to make a silly whiff in front of net and cause your team to win in front of everybody, and it just makes you panic that little bit extra.
Yeah, I remember one game specifically where I missed the most wide open net of my life because I was just so nervous, and I couldn't imagine doing that in a game 5. That would definitely just cause me to shut down. So
Yeah,
we'll
most definitely, especially in a game 5 where this is literally your life or death fixture. This is right at the end, right at the peak for all of the teams. So we'll have to see what's going on going into the next one.
yeah, but while we're waiting, what are some adjustments that the blue team, who looked dominant in those first 2 games, what are some adjustments they can make to look better and hopefully not get reverse swept?
They're just not playing as a team right now. I don't know if it's down to the pressure or down to the worry of maybe taking this L, but they're just not looking at playing in the team. They're not looking for the pass play they were looking for in the first 2 games, in both of their wins. They're not controlling possession and controlling the tempo of the game. And I just think that with the orange tempo that they've managed to produce halfway through the game, it's just caused such an upset for the blue team. Hopefully, they can
Yeah,
find the form going into the 5th game and we can get a little bit more of a balanced game.
and you definitely don't want to be known as the team that got reverse swept in the preseason showcase.
Most definitely.
It looks like Merely has made it back, but we're still waiting on, I think, Ray Ray before we can get this one going.
Yeah.
Don't quite know where he is, but yeah. So blue team definitely gonna have to get those passing plays going back. Orange team looking good those last 2 games. If they can just keep that up, maybe adjust to whatever the blue team's gonna throw out at them, then I think we might have that reverse sweep on our hands.
Yeah, everyone's back in. Ray's had his water break, and I think we're ready to go into game 5.
I think so. We might still be waiting on someone because it only says there are 8 people right now. Let's see. Waiting on Kovalchuk. So definitely, Orange team does not want to start the game without Kovalchuk. So the man that has been so consistent for them this series. So
So we're
kinetic.
heading perfect.
Predictions for this last game. What you got?
Even though Orange Team have won the last 2, I still fancy Seabiscuit and Mealy to come back and take the game 5. I just think that they've had such a consistent season, both the players, and I just think that they'll want to finish it off with another trophy.
Okay, I respect that, and I could definitely see it happening. But I think my money's on the Orange team. Uh, Orange team got all that momentum. They can carry if they can carry that through, and if Orange gets the first goal, I'm calling it. They're winning this game.
See, I totally disagree. I do think that Orange take the first goal still, but I do think that at that point they'll start relaxing off and start soaking up a lot of the pressure, and that's when I do think that Seabiscuit and the blue team are going to come back.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely always an option. Like you said, Seabiscuit, a rival player, is probably been in this position before. Game 5, pressure. Uh, so we'll just see how these two teams do with this pressure and which one shows up and which one folds.
Yeah, and there's a bit of an inside information. Ray Ray is yet to win a game 5 against Biscuit, so maybe this could be the day that it all flips over.
Yeah, I don't. I wonder if, well, based off what Ray Ray just says, it seems like he's aware of it too. Is blue team wins the kickoff, merely shot, plays it wide right as Miles clears it over Biscuit, gets a good demo, a double commit. That's 3. The net's open momentarily. Koval with a bump. Miles puts it in merely with a great save. Chaz on the counterattack, gets it off the post, nearly off the post as well. Biscuit up, Ray Ray clears it, or not Ray Ray, Miles clears it, Ray Ray Kovalchuk on the counterattack, and man, what an exciting 30 seconds.
This start has been insane. Both teams have been at each other's nets within seconds. This honestly, this could go either way. No one knows what's going on at this point.
Yeah, both teams coming out hot as merely follows a touch in the midfield, tries to dribble it, but it gets too far away from him. Ray Ray can't quite read his own touch as a pass to merely back to Chaz and Miles with another save. Ray Ray cuts it off in the midfield to Kovalchuk, but merely pops it up. Miles gets 50'd. Chaz clearing it downfield, merely gonna try to pass it middle. He does. Ray Ray almost on goals. Seabiscuit keeping it in. Pops it middle. A great pass as Miles gets a double touch. Air dribbles it into his corner. Merely pops it out middle, but Kovalchuk reads it. Chaz pops it up. Ray Ray there to follow. To the backboard. Merely gets bumped, makes it awkward. But Chaz clears it downfield. And man, this has been a back and forward game so far, don't you think?
This is so end to end at the minute. I mean, the second the Orange team get the ball in Blue's half, they just seem to sit back. I don't know if that's due to game nerves being in game 5 or what, but they get the pressure and they just don't want to soak it up.
The shots are even. The saves are even. As Kovalchuk gets a great clear. Chaz just not looking very accurate right now, as the blue team has had a few that just bounced off the side of the post. Big clear downfield, also off the sidewall. Miles with a great touch downfield. Ray Ray turning. Ray Ray shot on goal. Puts it in.
Yeah, Miles coming out with a great clear there. It just fell on Ray Ray's head perfectly as Ray Ray just gets over Chaz just quickly and just puts it in an open net. What a game so far.
Ray Ray feeling good. If he's never won a game 5 against Biscuit, then definitely having the lead is a good place to start, as Orange puts up the first goal in what could be a reverse sweep. Seabiscuit shot.
When they went 2-0 down, that the reverse sweep was always possible.
Definitely. A good demo there by Biscuit, as Miles stops any pressure from coming his way, pops it over, no one there to follow. And if you're the blue team right now, is that down by 1 goal, half the game gone? Is that reverse sweep starting to get to you?
I mean, there's definitely starting to feel the pressure at this point. They're definitely starting to realise that we might have just been reverse swept. But at this point, it's where they've got to come together, start looking to focus up a little bit, knuckle down, look for some good pass plays, and try and come out with a win.
Oh, Miles off the ceiling, acts as a fake, and Kovalchuk coming from behind and puts it in.
Yeah, Miles definitely with a calculated fake. I mean, I don't know if he actually meant it, but it's set up Kovalchuk perfectly. Merely didn't know what to do.
Yeah, if you're merely, you're watching Miles the whole way, never even saw Kovalchuk until it was too late.
Any Merely fans turn away at this point.
Yeah, and a 50 kickoff goal almost goes in as Biscuit clears it away. Merely plays it to Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk puts a shot off the post. Miles in the goal, coming out of it, plays it into the net.
Miles with a perfect bump there, straight after Kovalchuk's shot, and it just left him with an open net with a perfect bump.
Yeah, Miles definitely showed up this game. 525 points, 1 goal, 2 assists, 2 saves. Definitely putting the pressure on the blue team. As with a minute left, this is looking like it's going to be a reverse sweep.
Yeah, I mean, blue team have got to come up with something spectacular now to come back with the reverse sweep. I think they've got about 20 seconds before they need to start just taking it on the chin and taking the L.
Yeah, and a great save by Kovalchuk as Chaz put a shot to the upper left 90. Biscuit plays it down to the middle, no one there to follow it up, as every long ball that goes downfield just takes away from the blue team's chance of winning. As Chaz plays it off the backboard, Miles doesn't get the touch, but Kovalchuk is there, and it seems like Orange Team, every time they make a missed touch, someone is there to back them up.
Yeah, their rotation this game and from the games that they started winning have just been perfect. They've literally, their communication just been different level. They've just completely upped their game, and blue team just can't seem to handle it.
Yeah, definitely. I think the pressure probably getting to the blue team is their shooting accuracy just isn't quite there. So many shots off the side of the wall or off the post that should have found the back of the net.
Yeah, and this game, as you say, Miles definitely showing why he was Challenger's last season player of the season.
And Orange just caught too far up going for a demo as merely puts in a goal, but it might be too little too late.
I mean, never say never in this game. I mean, 15 seconds a goal, definitely possible. We've seen this in this game already with goal within 15 seconds, so there's always a chance there's a mount of comeback.
Definitely. Like I said, if they can get one more goal here before the timer hits 0, then they'll have a chance. But if 20 seconds, 15 seconds, not a lot of pressure coming as they open up a passing play, and there it is, shooting accuracy once again. That needs to be on target.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that's what this whole series has come down to. It's just the blue team not being consistent in front of net.
And that does it as Orange Team finishes off the reverse sweep.
Yeah, so complete the reverse sweep. I said that when they were 2-0 down, that there was always a possibility of them coming back. And as I say, Miles, Ray, Kovacic, big props to them in completing that, maintaining good communication between each other, had amazing rotations, and just really dominated from then onwards.
Yeah, definitely showing why they were chosen for the showcase. Not cracking under the pressure, going down 2-0, digging deep, and coming back to get the reverse sweep. Anything else you'd like to say about that series?
I need a minute just to gain my head. That was such an amazing series. Both teams were on it. They just had amazing chemistry between each other. Both teams showed why they deserved to be there. All players played their hearts out, and overall, I just think the team with the most shots and better tempo won, and they deserved to win quite rightly.